What existed before the Big Bang? Stephen Hawking had an absolutely groundbreaking idea to explain what existed before the beginning of our universe, how we know it, the Big Bang. And his explanation is amazing and disturbing at the same time. Now on Clixoom Science Fiction, welcome.
1, 2, 3.
We're continuing to find out more and more about what has happened since the Big Bang. How fast did it happen? When did the first stars, the galaxies and all the rest of it form? We can explain that very well and even prove what happened there. But what existed before the Big Bang? Stephen Hawking had his own theory of the universe and the time before that, and that's quite well, how can I put this, weird or unimaginable. His theory claims there was nothing. Bam! How does that work? Something arises out of nothing? Well, it's a little different in his opinion. There was no time before the Big Bang, and if there was no time, there was none before that. So it's almost impossible to fathom the before because there was no before. So it's not just that nothing existed before that, there was no before that. There is virtually no place and no time in which something could have existed. That's crazy. The Euclidean space-time of the universe is a closed surface without end. It's a unit. There is nothing outside it. You have to imagine it as a globe in which the Big Bang is the South Pole. Behind the South Pole is simply nothing. I think that's an absolutely crazy idea. Our universe would therefore be a four-dimensional sphere without beginning and without end. But why do we experience everything the way we experience it? We do not see this infinite sphere on which there is no beginning and no end. We see a beginning and a future. For us, time is a unidirectional dimension, but it probably wasn't for Hawking. We probably only have this view of things because we could not exist otherwise. Maybe we would go crazy if we understood this infinity. Particle physicists have been speculating for years about whether there could be particle-level interactions with the past. That's understandable, considering Hawking's explanation. He also speaks of an imaginary time that is likely to exist, and our time is almost somewhat like a false perspective, maybe a bit like weather and climate. We can see, feel and handle the weather, but we simply can't grasp the bigger picture. Complex relationships, such as Rossby waves in the jet stream, which make it even colder and so on, are totally incomprehensible to laymen in any case. Exciting. What is your opinion on Hawking theory? And did you know that doubts have come up whether there actually was a Big Bang? Find out more right here. Don't forget to click on the subscribe button and hit the bell to never miss one of our 3 new episodes each week right here on Clixoom. Stay tuned and see you soon.